Okay.
All right.
I'm not a
Look, it's
rookie.
bouncing over there.
I'm not a rookie, but it's tight. I'm not a rookie.
It's not tight.
Oh,
See?
I'm not a rookie. What happened was
What happened?
I
You ran out of space.
ran out of space, but that doesn't mean I'm a rookie.
You're a rookie.
I'm not a rookie.
Oh,
Yes.
you're a rookie.
No, I'm not. I just ran out of space.
Right.
And so I deleted stuff. And then he tells me, and I still didn't have space, it says. So he tells me because I have to delete my trash.
Delete.
Which
Trash.
made me do the doggy twist, because I was like, huh? I just deleted it. He goes, yeah, but you gotta delete what you just deleted.
In the trash.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that makes no
Because
sense
it's still
at
taking
all.
up space in the trash.
That's so dumb though. Like, if I'm telling it to throw,
'Cause
if
it's
I'm
giving
telling my
you-
phone to throw it away,
It's
they
giving
should
you an
throw it.
option to. Are you sure? Like, you sure?
So I actually don't know what I like. I just deleted all.
Wait, you deleted my baby pictures?
I don't
My
have your
video of my baby?
picture. I don't have
What?
videos of that.
Oh,
Like, no.
it's not that.
But you're lucky though. I might have deleted stuff that I got, like
Whoa.
of you sleeping or
There's no proof.
sleeping with.
There's no
Kenny.
proof. If there's no proof,
There's proof.
there's no action.
Oh, I hope I didn't delete the one that he. So
What one?
your rocket ship one. So.
You probably did see it.
Oh, wait,
It doesn't
no.
exist
You
anymore.
didn't finish telling the story about my landing.
Yeah. So where's the look, this thing coming up? So where's that macaw? And she launches off the tailgate, and all I heard was doof. What it was she did a straight dive right into the sand, like Superman. She was literally laying there for a few seconds, looking like Superman with her leg curled up in the back, and was on perfect 10. If we had,
You gave me a 10.
yeah, everybody would have put up the sign 10. It was a perfect one.
But-
Then, but
but
you look
why?
at the top of her feet, and it's all hammers, scraped all off of the rock wall, cause she too short.
All the way up my shin.
Yeah.
too.
And then
so we went
when
home.
we went home, I told you gotta put some stuff on it. I put that hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he tells me that I have to do that, okay?
Otherwise, you can get infection.
Right.
Get staph.
But this is how he tells me. I'm in the shower and he's telling me like a boss, right? Like you gotta put it like this. And then as he's pouring it on me, he's like,
Because it was cooking. It was cooking. It was all bubbly. I was like, yeah, glad it's not me.
and then I didn't even realize
I can be all
how
man as
scratched
long
up
as
I
it's
was.
somebody else getting treated like that. But if it's me, I'm gonna cry like a girl.
I didn't realize.
I'll
But
scream like a girl.
what really happened was
What happened was,
when I jumped off, because I have my right side is weaker than my left because of the issues that I had when I had the TOTS paralysis. So when I jumped down, I forgot that I have to compensate for that, and so my right leg gave out, and I just ended up like, I guess, diving. I don't know how I got in that position, but I literally like went straight out into the sand,
Yeah.
like I was diving in the water or something. And yeah, so now
I
every
think there's
time.
people that saw it and go, wow,
Well, yeah,
She's
because there was
trying to-
people next to him.
she's trying to dive from shore.
I should have just stood up and played it off like, oh, I was practicing. I was just practicing. But I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what
Nobody
happened.
saw that. Nobody saw that.
Nobody It was like, nah, we're going home already, Paul. We've been here all day. But there's been like funny stories like that. But one of the things that he ends up, I think, still suffer, not anymore, but he would have like, it's the weirdest thing. He would be sleeping or
Oh, those episodes.
Like I don't know, it's like
Yeah,
like
that's weird.
parasomnia. I think when I looked it up, it that was the closest I could find. So sometimes when he's really tired, he would go into this state, like driving home, and I would be talking to him, and he's like not responding as
So
much, and it
This
wasn't
is
a
why,
seizure.
I know when you tell this, even when it first started, you started noticing. I just don't believe. I can't believe that, because how the hell somebody gonna be driving with the
Right.
when they're sleepy?
And he said that his ex-wife told him the same thing.
Yeah,
Right?
everybody would tell me that.
Yeah, and so he was like, I don't believe that, so that's why.
I never did buy into that.
That's
'cause
why I
don't believe that.
videotaped.
But yeah,
And so
oh, that's why the time I was making the so that,
yeah, the how? It's so cute.
Whatever that
It was,
stupid
we're
shit that
going
you
through
did.
the H3. We had a catering event, and I had a big bag of like bentos on top of me, and I was kind of trapped under it because we had no more room in the truck. And we're driving through the H3, and we had stayed up, but we only had like 2 hours sleep, right? We made like 300 bentos, like Kalua pig and all kinds of stuff. So we hardly had any sleep. We're driving on the H3 to go deliver it, and I started noticing that he was like in that sleep state or whatever. And I'm thinking, good Lord, we're gonna drive right off the H3. And this is how
You
I'm
saw
gonna
it.
die. I see
Thelma
it.
and Louise.
I
Woo!
saw the whole vision. I'm like, I'm gonna die under a bag of bentos. And then we're gonna fly, like, at least if I fly off the H3, I want to enjoy the view on the way down. But we're driving,
Freddy.
and all of a sudden he's driving like this. I gotta show the full, effect. And all of a sudden he starts giggling like a little kid, and as soon as we get in a tunnel, right, he goes like that, right? And I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing? And he's just the whole time in a tunnel, he's like and I'm videotaping I grabbed my phone.
If I
and
never see
managed-
that video, I would never buy into that.
I grabbed my phone and I'm
never believe that.
videotaping. And then when we get to the best part was when we just got out of the tunnel, he goes
Like I was shooting out of the tunnel.
a rocket ship or something. And look what happens.
Yeah, see?
I'm stuck now because
Hold
I
on, let me
was
help, bro.
showing.
Oh, bro, good. Yeah.
No. See? You
That's not
were
good.
gonna
I got
bite
this. I
it.
got this. Hold on.
See, that's what happens to my.
See, I can multitask.
That's what happens to my muscles when I do that. Like I clench my fists and stuff. But that video was hilarious. So I hope I didn't delete that. So I started videotaping him to show him. And one time he fell asleep in the shower. Mid shampoo. I mean, I don't know, shampoo, washing your head, whatever you call it. And he just fell
I was
asleep.
lathered up.
He's all lathered up, he fell asleep. So I finished bathing him in the shower, and I was able to, it's funny because, I don't know, he responded to me. So when I would let him look at me, he would do this, like, the cutest giggle, and he would go, yeah, he would do that to my nose. So in order to let him focus so he could walk, I would always like put my face in front of his and say, come here.
That's a
come
big
here.
difference from what happened with my ex-wife.
Yeah.
She used to tell me she used to have to slap my face and
Yeah,
punch me and
that's-
all kind. And
I mean, that's not even like a thought in my head to do that, but
she was kind of
he
violent.
responded to me like, really.
Maybe that's why I
really
was
loving.
respond
Yeah.
lively too, because he was being nice. He wasn't being a threat to me.
Yeah, could be. It
But I
was
can see if I
it's
go
just
be on
hilarious.
stuff like that, react.
well, and I would
It's
think
negative.
if you're not in your like full mental state of mind, that you would have like PTSD or flashbacks from prison, you know, or something. That's just how I would think.
Yeah.
But he responded well to me, but there was times where he couldn't walk really, like, because his body just wasn't having it. So I carried him on my back. I carry him to bed.
From shower. Yeah.
From the shower, I carry him to bed, and then I started having to put pillows on the ground because one day after I carried him on the bed and I laid next to him and I would videotape these things, he just like dove off the side of the bed like he jumped off the side of a boat or something. And I was like, whoa, what are you doing? And I thought he was gonna like hurt himself, so I started putting pillows. And he wakes up the next morning and he goes, what the heck is all these pillows doing here? So he didn't even have recollection of that. It was really weird, but I think it was, you haven't had that in like a couple years, I think now.
Okay, so the last incident, you did something to me that I think caused it to end.
Oh, when we were at your brother's, your mom's.
It was in
Yeah.
the yurt.
So
we spend the weekend at the yurt.
your birthday, I think, or something. So we went to his family's land, and they have yurts that they help like homeless and stuff like that. So we went and we spent the weekend there for his birthday, and we were outside with one of the guys, and he was cooking, and
my brother.
he asked
My brother was there.
yeah, and so he asked him hey, can you go in the kitchen and go grab this certain pot? And I was looking at something, and then I noticed that, I realized he didn't answer the brother. And so I looked at him, and I could tell by the way he looked that he was, so I told the brother, I said, you know what, I'm so sorry. I'll go grab the pot. I gave it to him, and I said, I got to take him back to the yurt because I didn't want him to hurt himself or something. So I took him back. I walked with him, and I kind of carried him up the stairs. There's like 3 stairs. And then we laid down in the bed, and we were laying down, and I was videotaping, and I showed him himself in the video, right? I turned it around
so
we
that's
could
the
see
thing,
ourselves.
right? So when I looking at you, you're saying that I respond to you lovingly
right.
and all that, right? So what do you think would happen when I would look at myself?
I know it was really weird because you went from like smiling and okay, and then I showed him himself, and it was like something came over him, and he looked at his reflection, his image, and he started growling, and I was like, whoa, what are you doing?
Like a dog?
Yeah, like you were like, and your eyes just got like you look like the Genki Sushi guy, where your eyebrows were like this. And then he ended up, and so I'd take it away, and then he instantly would like change his mindset, and then I was talking to him, he was okay, and I'd show him again, and he would do it again. 999, you never mind. And so then the last time I showed him, he actually punched the phone. He punched himself, in there. And after you did that, after that last episode, that's when I think you started changing. It was almost as if I don't know how to explain
Probably because
you don't
if
like
I had
that
to
guy?
guess, the beast that's inside, I don't like that guy.
Like his past, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything that resembles his past, he sees it. And so I think it was like some kind of psychological thing where
Maybe it was a healing thing.
Yeah.
Trying to let go.
I think so.
Yeah, because once I knock him out, he's good. He gone already. He's
Yeah.
not going to be on track.
You just didn't cut bait and walk away from the beast.
Cut bait and walk away.
Yeah. So that was like really interesting. I mean, there's a lot of psychological issues that, a lot of psychological, a lot of psychological issues that come along with a lot of guys that did prison time. And
all my dogs been doing 25, 30, 40 years, and they're pulling hard time. They pull hard time, they go back inside.
Yeah. And I think because a lot of times they just once you're let out, they just throw you out and they go, okay, now go be productive. After I call it dehumanization, because the prison atmosphere is not like they don't treat people right, and so they dehumanize you for years and years, decades, and then they throw you out in the world and they expect everybody to behave normal and act normal and understand the world out here. And it's not like that. And unless you have a strong
it's a big
support
difference.
system,
It's a whole different culture.
yeah.
So
So I think, like I've always thought that there needs to be more assistance with the transition, or and it's sad because some people come out to loving families and some people don't, and you can't help it if there's nobody out here to help. But I think that's a huge difference when it comes to reincarceration and stuff, like I don't know.
yeah.
It's just, it's so deep when you think about what your mind has to go through. I think in prison it's also physical, right? Because you guys are always like,
Prison is very physical.
right? And then when you come out here,
Gotta
it's
be
psychological.
Yeah.
Because you can't be
prison
physical.
is psychological too.
Yeah, but out here you can't be physical, otherwise you go back in.
Yeah.
So now it's not just psychological as far as like making
but
sure
for
you're
me, I
safe.
never give a fuck if I don't lock up. Because I like go to the hole.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I get to spend time by myself. I don't have to deal with assholes.
Yeah.
Put myself in a position where I'm going to spend the rest of my life because this guy think he tough.
And then now that's ironic. You spend 24/7 with me.
Yeah. Because I got the best seller in the world.
Pretty. License plate. Yeah, like he doesn't even want to go to the store without me. Like it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
My
just
partner,
go.
that's why. I got my partner.
And if I walk to the store and he's home by himself, he's
Yeah.
like, oh, you've gone 100 million minutes. I'm like, it was like 20 minutes.
This is over there by the moon.
He's like, it was so long. So the hard part was when I was in the
42
hospital,
Lima.
and when you were in the hospital, when you had your stroke.
Yeah.
I had to come home every night because they wouldn't let me stay in the hospital. And then when I was in the hospital for 5 days, and I was in there longer than you were,
Yeah.
he had to come home every night.
That's boring.
And so he was like, I didn't know what to do.
First night, I couldn't even sleep in our bed. I would go sleep in my recliner.
I told him, don't do that.
When I
You're
woke
gonna
up
be
the next
comfortable."
morning, oh, my body was
You're
all
sore.
sore because I was in the recliner. So I was
See?
like, I guess I gotta go hit the bed.
But you had the dog.
Yeah, but it's not the same. He's not my squishy pillow. You my squishy pillow.
Yeah. It's strange. And to think, we do everything together. We literally do everything together. We work together, we play together, we, rise up like Phoenix together.
Yeah.
We're broke together.
We're broke right now.
Everything.
Yeah.
But no matter what, and then it's like we're stuck in traffic for 2 hours. I go, oh my gosh, we're gonna be stuck in this traffic. He goes, it's okay. He goes, I'm with my best friend, my partner. He goes, so
Yep.
we always have a good time no matter what. Especially because he makes trouble to me.
No, you
and stuff.
harass me all the
No,
time.
I don't think so.
You harass me.
I don't think so.
These guys look like they get beach
If
front
I-
over here.
Yeah, yeah.
See them, the way the beach.
Yeah.
Nina. Yeah, it's
They
all
cleaned
sad,
it up
sad.
though because there was rubbish in there last week. See, I don't harass you though because
Bro.
even everybody
You're the
at the
biggest
parole
bully in the
office.
world.
No,
What you see like that?
that?
Huh? What was that? What? Are you alright? You on medication?
I was just
You're
about
on
to
medication.
say I'm not on medication. I was just about to say it. I just saw it, and then
What happened? See,
4432,
that's the difference.
babe.
That's
Love
the
you,
difference
boo.
between pros and rookies. Pros, we just no, that. You know what I
Oh,
mean? We respond. Whoop. Rookies, they go. Vroom, 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 vroom.
Wow.
That's what you do.
That's
what you
what
say?
you do. That's what you do, huh?
That's what I do. That's what I say.
That's okay though. At the end of the night, because he always likes to brag, I'm the Grand Master Champion of the whole world universe. So I'm like, I got you. So that means you get to have the Grand Master Champions of the whole world universe
Yeah.
prize.
The prize is biting your ass.
No.
Huh?
That is not a prize
That's
for
the prize.
me. No.
You gotta
I'm
get the
supposed to
enzymes.
give you a prize.
Yeah, I'm giving you, but I'm giving you the prize. I'm
The-
honoring you.
There's no enzymes.
What
We've
is
already- You know what? And he even gave my ass a name.
Asinia?
He calls her Asinia.
Yeah.
And
And-
I'm like, there's no such thing. And then one day, was it the Maury show or
It was
something?
something. It was on TV.
Welcome, Asinia. I almost lost it.
Welcome, Asinia, to the.
He goes,
To the
see,
show."
I told you it was a real name. I'm like, no. So something's wrong with him
Nothing wrong.
because he has a fascination with my ass.
Plump, juicy ass, girl.
Good thing I marked these things
Apple
not.
bottom jeans.
Good thing I marked these things not suitable for children. See.
You gonna hear it raw over here, bro. Yeah. We have no filter content. Yeah.
No filter. Well, I don't know about that. I think we have to filter some stuff. We have to.
Nah.
We have to filter some stuff.
Give it to people real, bro.
Yes, but
You know?
not everybody wants to
Real.
hear.
Be real.
Oh, there's popos up there. And a gazelle.
Oh, gazelles. Gazelle crossing.
Gazelle in Waianae. I think the popo is at the comp. Or on the, is he on the side of the road? I don't know.
Right
But
there.
it looks like it was kind of
Right up
raining.
there. Right up there, right there.
Yeah.
Go and cut it. Go and cut it over.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna go to where are we going? Why
we're
next
going-
door or
we're-
somewhere else?
Go try tomorrow.
Okay.
And if not, let me just go right out.
Watch
Go
this.
right
Watch
now.
this.
What?
If you go to Waianae store,
Yeah.
they have poi, but if you go to Tamura's, like we're out of yogurt too. Frozen.
Whoa, gotta go tomorrow. Yeah,
Oh,
so I
look,
can
the
get some
doggy.
frozen yogurt. Where?
That's my doggy, my white doggy.
Huh.
That's my white doggy over
He
there.
got his own human now.
He don't have a human.
Have humans. All the doggies have humans.
They don't. They really don't though.
They have.
They don't, because the humans
don't
leave them.
They find them, bro. Look at that cat. Would stay with us one night. He came back. Boy, it was taking freaking, what is that? Like
That was
all the way up in the,
freaky.
yeah.
I don't know how far away that was, but
Pretty
that was
far.
really far, and he came back.
Found his way back.
Yeah. And then Kiai chased him one night, and then he never came back.
He just wanted to come. He just wanted to come hang out with us. Look him, look him.
Okay.
Got ukus.
Oh man, I can't stand when I see that, because then I get itchy. I get itchy.
Maneo.
That was my boyfriend, I think, over there.
There's this homeless guy. Oh man.
He's so cute.
We coming by. We stay over by.
He's
Right now we stay
bow-legged.
over by Longs in Waianae.
That's where I first met him.
Waianae Mall. Yep.
He was right here when he.
Okay, and
He
turn her and stick finger to her,
And then he mooned me.
and then he mooned her.
I was
That-
like,
right
what
there
the
was
heck?
love at first
Oh, that was
sight.
a duck.
That was a duck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of low.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the first time I've seen it was a duck on the road, like flying car height. So, yeah, but my boyfriend, I always call him my boyfriend. He's really sweet though. I say hi to him and I tell him make sure he takes care. One time we stopped because
It was love
he
at
was trying
first.
to
Flip of the
he
finger.
was trying to
Mhm.
he was trying to get into his wheelchair, so we stopped and I helped him into his wheelchair. And then I have another boyfriend.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, this guy just, I mean, I would chase him all over the place because he gives me sprinkles.
That's the
Lots
ice cream
of
man.
Sprinkles.
Yeah, the ice cream man.
Yes.
Oh,
Game room
game
open.
room open. You see them, all the runners over there, park over there,
Yeah.
all the mopeds. That's all the
Yeah.
runners.
I don't see the security though outside. Usually the guys out there. It's so obvious, these game rooms, you know. But here we are at Tamura's.
Yep.
We're gonna go by Poi because we have dry aku and taco poke and what else do you have?
And okay, wet,
Wet aku.
yeah, wet aku.
Is that what
Dry,
it's
you know,
called?
kind of like dry aku. No, the kind of, it's like, what they call that?
Wet dry.
Like poke. Like,
Oh,
I mean, not poke, but you know what I mean? Like the thing wet.
so wet dry aku.
Yeah. There's a name for it. But it's good.
Yeah. So we're gonna have poi with that for dinner.
I like them because I like the sauce.
And then we're gonna buy yogurt. You know, I still have your ice cream cone. Last night he was on the phone and we barely had enough to cover the cone. So I split it with 2 cones and I ate mine when he was on the phone. So I put his, I stuck it in the freezer. And I forgot to tell him about it. And this morning I opened it up to get some breakfast meats out to make. And I was like, oh, by the way, there's your ice cream cone. So you can eat that, or I can eat it. You can eat a big one.
Well, you can always add to it.
Yeah.
But now that you're not soft, no, the freezer's still working good.
Yeah, no, it was okay. It was all frozen. So we're
Here we are.
done.
Yep.
I got two videos. I uploaded one while we were in Waimanalo.
Yep.
So I got 2 more, I think, to upload.
All right.
Until next time, we'll see. If you see us tomorrow, that means somehow, somewhere, we got gas.
All right.
Okay.
Love, peace, happiness, y'all. We're out of here.